Hi, everybody, Light Portal fans and friends and family. I just wanted to take a few moments to give a little bit more of a scientific explanation of what we're creating and maybe give it some more legitimacy for you. I'm sure that you already recognize the potent effects and the ability of sound to heal, to prevent disease, to inspire thought, to shift the way that you feel emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. And so, because this is a passion of mine and something I've been studying for the last 3 years at the graduate level, so I'll be getting a PhD in integrative medicine at Quantum University after my thesis work is finished, and I'll be studying the effects of vocalized sound healing modalities such as light language and what the medical world or the psychological industry, psychiatry, would call glossolalia. And so in investigating and doing research in this, I just wanted to share what I'm finding so that it might help you understand, appreciate, assimilate, or welcome on a deeper level what we're doing, and that it is, in effect, making a huge difference and impact in your overall well-being and the prevention of dis-ease. And so I also am connected with many scientists in quantum physics and participate in group phone calls and listening to their live commentary on what's coming through in terms of the discoveries and the formulas that they're publishing to the world, and that traditional scientists, physicists may not have they're not privy to this information yet, and or may not be open to, let's just say, agree that it's possible that it's true. So physicists are finding that we have proof in the mathematics of the unified field, so that in fact there is some type of oneness thing, consciousness occurring that we all are connected to. And so we can prove this scientifically in a formula. And my brain doesn't necessarily go to that level, which I could explain to you the physics of it. But if you wanted more information on the latest research and the latest findings, I'm happy to share that resource with you. It's called the Resonance Science Foundation, and they have a free course that will explain how the old Newtonian physics had gotten us to a certain place, but was unable to account for other phenomenons, such as the force of gravity and what is E, energy, equals M and C squared. So if they don't know what M is, mass, if they haven't actually determined or actually understand what that value is, then the equation is incomplete. So that has all been resolved, and it's becoming more and more clear that these complex ideas and things that we don't understand have the most simplistic, graceful, and meaningful solutions for them. Just like, if you look at nature, for me, it explains so much. When we look to nature to see how nature works, then we can understand more about things we don't understand. So that's how they're basically realizing that the formulas and the information that they are proving to be true is because of their simplicity. And so sound has form. So sound registers in our, senses, so that we know that we're feeling something, but we also, or hear something, a sound, but we also feel something, because sound actually is three-dimensional. And so we know this by the study of cymatics. And so as our body detects movement and sound and registers in our brain, as an information's coming to our brain that we're hearing something. So something's movement, there's energy movement, and this sends information to our nervous system. And we also know now that the vagus nerve, which is our nerve that tells our body that it can rest and digest and to relax, that it's more so an afferent mechanism, which means that the information travels up to the brain to tell the brain to slow down and then the organs to slow down, instead of the other way around, like the brain tells the body to slow down. So what we're realizing in that is that our environment, as we know from the work of Bruce Lipton and his discoveries in how our environment can change the expression of our DNA. We know that that our environment has impact on our well-being, because it's literally informing us of informing us of, well, as a reflection of our mind and our thought processes. And so we also know that sound is the excitability of sound. The research shows that it registers in the midbrain, and the midbrain is where the collection of all of the emotional and hormonal glands are, including the pineal gland. And so if we know these things, then it makes sense that the frequency and the sound, the quality of the sound, and the structure of the sound, if it's coming from other than your mental conscious mind, so it's not like a creation of something that you consciously are aware of, it's coming from what we believe to be is supramental or super ego, which is an access point literally in the field of awareness. So when that happens, we are able to translate. The brain is actually picking up on information in the field, the subtle world, the subtle field, which is the sea of space, the etherics that we're able to tap into, to pick up information and to communicate that. And with intentionality from the heart, that will also give us access to a field that is registering or has the frequency of love, or potentially even higher than love. That information with the intentionality becomes available for us to literally tune into. And Nassim Haramein, who's discovering all this and has headed up this Resonance Science Foundation, I just wanted to read, has been quoted to say that when you change in consciousness, that means the antenna of your body is more coherent and finely tuned to get more information out of the field. And it's getting more of high frequencies where there is more information. It's more coherent, so you can get channels you couldn't get before. So this idea of coherency, which can be achieved from connecting to our hearts, which we know from the study, the research that's going on at HeartMath, that tapping into the awareness of our heart space. Like, so when you feel or sense the vibration of love or appreciation or gratitude, that potentiates the frequency of your heart. And we know that travels in a much more, like the distance is greater. And so when your brain waves are entrained with the heart, then you have access to higher quality or more highly organized or information that you weren't able to tap into before. And so when we come together in a group scenario, we collectively, because we have a shared intention, and when we drop into our hearts, that gives us access to, and this is also something that they've researched at HeartMath Institute. So when we are collectively communing in our heart space to create a coherent field, we are able to connect to much greater quality. I'm like going like this, a much greater, finer quality, which is more highly organized information in the form of quanta, like from the quantum field. And we're able to access those structures of information, like little packets in the field, which can be unpacked. And so when Tara and I use our minds to tap into these fields, this sound is registered on your body through your ears and in your body. And it can open up areas for your consciousness to tap into as well. So I just thought and the other thing is that if you realize that this is helping your nervous system calm, because it's sending information up the afferent pathways of your neurologic system to your midbrain, that's where your emotional centers are. And so if your body's being calmed, your immune system is improved, and your thought processes are going to be lifted, elevated out of those more condensed, lower density, higher density, lower frequency thought forms. And this gives you access to the possibility of all kinds of inspired and imaginative thoughts. And you may also notice that your psychic abilities or your sensitivities are increased as well, especially what's going on in the planet. So I think what we are tapping into is a whole new way to co-create our reality through our consciousness. And I don't know about you guys, but I have noticed a huge shift in my physical, like my experience in the physical world. And my experience also with holding this space of like positive emotions. And so the more and more we're able to hold that space of positive emotions, we have a bigger impact on our 3D expression, our reality as a physical being. And not only that, that you're tapping into the field when we get together collectively, but you're carrying those frequencies into your home, into your environment, into your workplace, wherever you go. You get to be the resource for your physical space. So we're creating this ripple of higher frequencies of information and like crop dusting the field with love and appreciation and those types of higher emotional states. So You're using your body mind connection, your biofields, let's just say, and moving around in the field and shifting the frequency of the field wherever you go. And you're like basically, like an eraser of the Etch-a-Sketch, like where there's like density and like markings and like, I don't know, constriction or whatever it is that's like, we quote unquote call it negative. You can go and like dissolve it, like erase it, like shake it up, and you clean the slate for more light to come through. So more light and like higher frequencies of information. So I just wanted to sort of let you know that this work that we're doing is work. It's light work, and you're a light worker, and we're all light working. And I believe this is what we all came here to do, is to have this experience and to work together and to keep dosing ourselves in this field so that we can all raise our frequencies together and collectively resonate in those higher frequencies together. And that by coming together with a shared intention, even just right now, whatever time you're watching this, I can imagine us all being in the space that we created online, which doesn't matter, by the way. We are all unified in the space memory network, which is available to us all the time and which has no real space-time, like space between us. It can be eliminated by our conscious awareness of the unified field. And so as I'm thinking about or remembering our time together, our space together, and the vibrations that we're bathing ourselves into, I can keep recreating that in my mind and going there again and again and again and again, and taking you all with me each time that I do. So, and for each one of us, each time that we go and remember or recreate that positive emotion or that positive experience in our mind, where we are again all getting reconnected, all getting pulled into that higher frequency, and all getting supported and redosed. And so then each time we come back, we create this compounded effect, so that each time we come back, we don't like start from the very beginning again. We start from another level of organization. So this is just so miraculous, actually. And I'm really excited to see what happens to our lives as a collective as we move through this process together week by week. And just know that your showing up is everything. Like everything. You're showing up for your conscious awareness to be elevated and to dissolve the frequencies that are of the lower dimension is everything. And not only are you doing it for your own mind, but your DNA is carrying codes and information from the field, from other lifetimes, and also your ancestry. So other lifetimes are like, it's like a line that's like pulled out through time space, which is just an illusion, but your line that's pulled out, and you have all these little cross sections of these different lifetimes that your soul has taken on through the field, which is this space memory field. So like you're able to like cut through all of those lifetimes and dissolve all of those negative frequencies, those lower density frequencies, by one, understanding that that's what's possible, but by two, because we are accelerating and tuning your antenna to such high quality frequencies that those lower forms are being dissolved. And I don't know the rate at which that they will be dissolved, but the more and more that we come together and do this work together, the more and more your potency of your holding light in your body increases. And so you become a bigger and bigger vessel for the dissolution of these negative frequencies. So you have a direct impact on the collective as a whole, like the collective field of the planet and then of the universe. So just know that your showing up is a big fucking deal. Not just for yourself, but for us all. And I mean us all. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes in my life and why I'm so committed to doing this, and that I'm not just playing around doing something nice. My intention is to literally shift the way that we heal, that we live our lives in a harmonious and joyful way, in a conscious way, and in a way that is full of ease and grace. And so I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, which is a real thing. It's a real portal. And just to know that wherever you go, you are the portal itself. We're creating the portal so that you become the portal. Because we all know that the fractals make up our reality, and because we are a whole, we are always the whole, and we are always projecting out a portion of the whole. So that which we come together create, you already are all of it, all the time. So I don't know if any of that made sense. I hope that maybe it sheds some more light on what we're doing and the importance of it, and the gratitude that I have for your awareness and your attention is amazing. And who knows where this is going to go. This may be part of what I share in my thesis work, and I hope it's just the beginning. So have a beautiful night, and I'll see you Tuesday.